Looking good, Bugsby. Fresh load of mulch on. Came home. This is the tree that I killed. I need to either cut out or rip out. Right. Hey guys, I left my seed basket out here in the little garden. We had to put up some netting. I'll let you. The camera's having a hard time seeing it. I can't even see it on camera. Maybe you can when I'm editing. But it's this, I'll show it to you. I have a roll of it right here. It's this black netting. I got it at Walmart. I gotta fix those lights. I got it at Walmart and it's like 20 bucks for a roll. Tired chicken coop run because my sister's been encouraging me to get it covered just so my chickens stop getting into my garden, which has been the issue. I'm actually out here to replant, but also I thought I would just kind of chat with you guys because I wanted to share something. I think a lot of the world and country are going to be dealing with this kind of crap, and so I think it's beneficial to show you what I got my camera propped up here on my garden windmill, but I just wanted to share with you and kind of what this is how it's going to be because feed prices are astronomical and are going to keep going up. I was inspired by this docu-series. It's from the BBC, and on Fraser, crazy boy, my cat. And on the BBC, it talks about war. There's like, the windmill's coming into frame. Oh my goodness, I'm the worst camera lady. And on they have special this particular docu-series. Mia, my cow is separated from the calf, and normally it's not an issue. But normally I'm not out here this late because it's not light. But it's really light right now. Looks like some rain clouds might come in. But anyway, the moral of the story is there is this docu-series on the BBC, and you can get it on Amazon Prime if you have that. This particular one is on YouTube for free. It's called Wartime Farm. They do an Edwardian farm, Victorian farm. They do a few of those, and it's the same 3 people, and I really enjoy all of them, but the Wartime Farm was by far my favorite. And within the Wartime Farm, it was like the realities of going through World War II in Great Britain. And through it, they talk about what they had to do for livestock. A lot of them they had to process and butcher out, but sometimes they kept their chickens and their dairy cows, and then they would have like these pig clubs, which I think is really cool. And the community would share, like, well, not a whole community, it would be like a group of people would join a pig club, and they'd have one pig that they brought all their kitchen scraps or garden scraps to and fed. But they also grew and I read about this online on an article. I don't know what article it was a couple years ago, and I thought it was so fascinating that people grew a garden for their cow. So we live in a really kind of crazy climate. We get frost in the summer. We're a zone 3-4 microclimate where we are, and they're talking. Yes, you're so sad. I do not feel bad for you. My calf needs to start getting weaned soon. We have a trip in a month, so I'm holding her off. Well, yeah, it's for my cousin's wedding, and we're just like holding her off. Suki is like 7 months old. It's getting close. She needs to get weaned, but I want to calf share while we're gone. Otherwise, I have to milk, and that would not be good. Hey, shh. She's looking at me chewing her cud like she's such a sassafras. That's our dairy cow, Mia. So hi Frage, there's all sorts of distractions. So they would grow gardens for their cows. Fortunately, in our crazy climate with frost in the summer and our short season. Yes, hello. Are you camera shy? No. The crops we can grow and grow well are storage crops. We can grow a lot of storage crops, whether it be beets or turnips or cabbages or carrots. We can grow a lot of those. So that is what I'm doing, and I'm going to show you these crazy beets, and they can store, and we're going to figure out storage solutions for them in the winter. I have a few rolling around in my brain, digging old freezers into the ground, which and making a root cellar. My dad actually did that, and it worked really well all season long. They had a lot of root crops last year, and they were storing them. It was their first year, and they were just learning, and they tried a few different techniques. Some worked great, some didn't. So we're just gonna kind of play it. But the freezer in the ground with the air pipe worked fabulous for potatoes. So I figured it would work good for other things. We're going to be doing sunflower seeds, and I'm going to be growing rows and rows and saving up sunflower seeds because our chickens eat them, goats love them, the cows love them, the pigs love them, and you can plant them for beauty. So we're supplementing a ton. Lord willing, we're going to be supplementing quite a bit of our feed. We'll still be doing grain. We grain our cows for milking, and we do hay. We live on an acreage that is mainly a dry lot. We're going to be putting in rotational grazing even on the little acreage we have. We're on 5 acres, so we're going to graze her around. We probably have an acre's worth of garden spaces between the little greenhouse, the big greenhouse, and the little garden and the big garden. We probably have like an acre worth of gardens. So 4-ish acres for cows. Even rotating them around the house I thought would be good because there's some grass that grows up there, and they won't be there for a month at a time, but maybe like a couple days, just get them off the pasture. We'll see. We're gonna do all these things. We're just trying it out. I'm really revitalizing our soil. A lot of people around here, their pastures, their property turns into a dry lot because we don't get a lot of rain. We're a very dry climate. We get most of our precipitation in the winter with snow. So by the time summer comes, we'll get green grass. You can see it, green grass like that. And then animals will overgraze it and it'll die back. But which our pastures are like that. We have a green meadow in the back, and grass is really hard. Even for us to grow. Like, we have our little postage stamp of grass, which I'm sure you've seen in our videos, but that we work really hard to keep that green, and we work really hard to keep it alive. It will die and you will lose everything if you do not water consistently and fertilize and really kind of baby it. It takes a lot of work to grow grass. And it always kills me because I'm like, we spend so much time out there making sure it's good, that sometimes the work of that grass is more like than our grass in here. Our gardens, our no-dig gardens, they're pretty easy to maintain, and I feel like we spend a lot of time over there. So rotationally grazing the animals, trying to build up our pastures the best we can with the space we have now, trying to be the best steward of this little 5-acre parcel we can. You would be amazed. 5 acres is quite a bit of land, but you do outgrow it we haven't outgrown it yet. We are on the cusp of managing this well. Once we get rotational grazing in, I'm going to start seeding with clover, and then we're going to start these fodder crops in our gardens because I can grow gardens and I can do that well, and hopefully offset some costs in the winter with chopping up your vegetables and putting them in her feed. So she would get some grain still, maybe a little less, and supplementing it with some raw vegetables, this cat, that can store well. So like I said, sunflower seeds, beets, turnips, carrots, maybe some cabbages depending on what we got going on, kohlrabi, I haven't, parsnips. So I have all these different types of things that we can grow that she'll eat. And I did this last fall when we had a ton of turnips in here. I would just feed them to her, and it didn't change the flavor of her milk, which I was a little worried about, but that did not happen. So I want to show you these beets. I saw them, I don't know if it was on Wartime Farm or if it was on an article. I could be mistaken, but let me show you these beets. These are crazy, and they said they specifically grew these in World War II for fodder, animal fodder. And animal fodder is like it's fodder. I don't know how to explain it. It's like supplementing feed. Things that normally might not be feed, you're making feed. So these are the beets. I got them from Baker Creek. I Googled them because I didn't know who would carry them, and of course Baker Creek would. They come through all the time. They're the mammoth red mangle beets. They look like a octopus tentacle. I'm gonna move my face all the way so it can focus. There it goes. Do you see that? Don't they look like something alien or something crazy? And they kind of look really gross and creepy, but you know what? I don't care. It says that you can grow popular as livestock feed in the 1800s. Can also be picked small for table use, but they take 100 days, which is fine, and they can grow up to 40 pounds each. So a 40-pound thing of this. So chop that up. Obviously you wouldn't give the cow the whole 40-pound beet in one serving, so just using judgment. And if you saw my turnips last year, they were like ginormous. They looked like a pumpkin basically. And so this is what we're doing. I'm gonna try it out, give it a whirl. Sunflowers grow great here. All these crops grow really good here. Look at, you can tell a chicken got in here while the leaves are moved up. Dang frickin' thing. Hopefully it stops with that netting over it. That's what we're doing, guys. I think it'll turn out really good. I hope it will. I hope it'll at least give us a little buffer with feed prices the way they are, and we'll be able to supplement that way. So if you have any other ideas for supplementing feed costs, I know we've been fermenting chicken feed and doing all of that and letting it expand and grow and become more for them. Now we do forget often, but I think as time goes on and feed prices keep going up, before the pandemic we were paying $10 a bag for chicken feed, 50-pound bag, and now we're paying $19, $18 I think. So it's a big difference. So anything we can supplement, and black oiled sunflower seeds, they've gone up crazy. So supplementing feed costs in this way, hopefully, Lord willing, will make a massive difference for our farm. So put in the comments below what you guys are doing to save a buck if you got some animals or what have you. I encourage every single one of you to grow a garden and get it in the ground. And I'm over here planting gardens, and I don't do all this by myself. I do not do this all by myself. I have help, and I have... Girls, you got some grass? The geese, they got a chunk of grass. I do a lot of it on my own, but my husband, you saw a clip of my husband and my son, they were doing up the walkways by the house. But also we have one intern this year. We used to have 4 and now we have 1, and we have a couple ladies that are my friends that come and volunteer. They started out as volunteers, became friends, and they come and work on the farm. A bit of experience growing in this crazy climate, and we benefit from each other. They get to learn from how I grow, and I get to learn from them, and it's a thing. Every week we are out here busting our tails and we work together. Not everybody has the size of a property. I get it, but there's always something. And next week, actually, oh, I was supposed to go this week. Shoot. Maybe next week. I'm making a trip to one of my best friend's house, and I'm going to show you what you can grow on a tiny suburban plot. Tiny. What you can do with it. It's really cool what they've done with the place, and still have land, still have a little bit of playroom and all that stuff. It's just really fascinating. I love watching her do what they do, and they are going to be moving on to a bigger spot, but they've made this work for over 5 years. So we're going to take you there. I want to show it to you before they move on. So slowly but surely we're plugging away at this garden, we're plugging away at the farm. It brings my heart such delight and sometimes discouragement, because there's always so much to do. There's so much to be done. I'm looking out at my pastures and I'm like, well, overgrazed the entire thing. We got so much to do. I got to put my electric fence up to separate out the animals. We got pigs that need moved. We got to do all these millions of things. But we're getting it done, and we're doing it, and we're figuring it out as we go, and that's what's important. Y'all gotta get growing food any way you can. It is so important. It is so important to get your gardens in this year. And if I can grow in this crazy climate, we do have space, and that is a benefit. But if I can grow in this crazy climate, I have one of my lovely my lovely subscribers, she's from Florida, and she always brings joy every time I see her name pop up that she commented, because she is so encouraging to me. And she is, I believe, in her 70s, and she tells me all the time that she loves watching me on this big property, but she doesn't have the space. She grows in pots, she grows in all these different kind of contraptions all around her patio, and she makes it work, and she's in her 70s. So that it can be done, people. It can be done. You just have to, where there's a will, there's a way. And now is a very important time to grow your own food, people. It's best quality you can get, and also you can get it. It's a guarantee. So thank you guys so much for following along with us on this kind of rando video, but you got to see a little glimpse into our crazy lives. I just got back from babysitting my nieces and nephews, and over here, I don't know if you can see it, the pool, the ice rink is being taken down on one half and the pool is going up. It's just we've had a crazy spring. It has been so cold and so wet. This past week we had snow earlier this week. We had a lot of rain. It's just been like a wet, cold spring, which I hope it is a telling for this summer. Hopefully it's a mild summer and not like last year's scorcher, because that would be really helpful. My cat is here. So, alright guys, I'll catch you on my next video. It was supposed to be my friend's thing, but they had some things come up, so we'll get to that garden tour in the next week or two. In the meantime, you'll get to see some more of these shenanigans, right, Frage? Right, Frage? Oh my gosh, there's a garlic. That's so funny. I haven't planted garlic in here in 4 years. And also, the only garlic I ever planted in here was store-bought. So that is Costco store-bought garlic from 4 years ago. That's fun fact for you. Now I gotta get going. I keep saying this, but I gotta get this garden replanted. You know, oh, what the freak? My netting came down. Did you do this, Fraser? It came, yeah, the frickin' cat. What up? Where are you going? You got a stick stuck to you underneath the golf cart. Where are you going? Are you gonna plug it in? Okay, don't forget to turn it on. And I will see you on my next video. Goodbye. Bye guys. Frage, what you doing? Look at these chives. This is my best chive year. 1, 2, 3. Oh, and a hollyhock there, and a hollyhock there. Another video, guys. Another video.